Hey guys, welcome back to another Mindful Chef live cook along. You're with me, Miles, and the guys from The Gut Stuff. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Nice to have you. So today we're actually celebrating the British Heart Foundation's 60th birthday, and we'll be cooking up one of our BHF-approved recipes: a roasted sweet potato, avocado, and tahini drizzle. Sounds pretty good.
I'm
right,
a
guys?
fan. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to have these guys help me out, and we're also going to be talking all stuff gut related. So actually, Alana, Lisa are ex-DJs now, would you say?
I think we're pretty much retired, I would say.
Pretty much retired. Ex-DJs. They're also BHF ambassadors, presenters, and founders of The Gut Stuff, which we will talk a lot more about this evening, which is going to be great fun. So make sure if you are cooking along this evening, go get your bag out of the fridge, get it on, get all your ingredients out like we are, and you can cook along and we'll have a lot of fun. And these guys are going to teach us a lot more about gut health, which I'm personally really fascinated in, and actually think it's going to be really great. Chat for you. Yeah? Should we get started?
Yeah.
Nice, so let's get cooking. So first things first, everyone, pop your oven on. I've just done ours, it's about 200 degrees C, and Alana, you're actually going to start chopping up the sweet potato for us.
This is not a good, this is high jeopardy situation.
Lisa's
here,
the cook out of the two of us. But I just thought, why not give it a bash?
You were the cook?
No.
Oh,
no.
Great, okay.
She's awful, so bad.
Fantastic.
Well,
do you want to tip first? Here,
but, yeah.
If you actually, so you start chopping, when you're like that, obviously it rolls around.
Yeah.
So just slip it to there.
Right, yeah.
We only need 1 centimetre cubes, and then just keep that thumb away from that knife.
That way, right, yeah.
That would require common sense, which Alana doesn't have.
So guys, we also have a really, really great competition that you can win. So to begin with, a chance of winning a Mindful Chef Super Bundle. So think recipe box, smoothies, soups, broths, frozen meals, Mindful Chef cookbook, all of that good stuff, along with a load of great stuff from these guys. We've got the Gut Stuff fermenting kit. You can see it back here. We've got some amazing fiber bars. Is that what you guys call them?
Good vibrations.
Good vibrations. Yeah. Love it. And we've also got one of their amazing books and then also Gut Diary. So loads of cool stuff. All you've got to do to be in with a chance to win is just comment below, leave some questions for these guys, ask anything you want around health, healthy tips for like a healthy gut, all that sort of stuff. And these guys are going to help us sort of answer all of that. So just quickly, if you've just started cooking along, so Lana's actually just chopping this up into one.
When you say 1 centimetre, how exact are we talking?
Don't worry, it doesn't have to.
Because these are looking quite chunky.
They're looking a little chunky, but
yeah.
it's all right.
Okay,
good. There you go. See, done. So look, guys, talk to me. I really want to get into the gut stuff, but also because we are cooking a BHF recipe this evening.
Yes.
Talk to us about your BHF ambassadors. What's the story there?
Yeah.
Why are you involved with those guys? Why is it important? And why is it important to you?
Yeah, so I've done a couple of things with the BHF. We ran the marathon, which was categorically the worst day of my life.
Lisa said she was going to die from my own 9.
Yeah, I felt like I was.
My own 9.
It was, but we did it. But the reason we're ambassadors and we feel really passionate about it is our dad died of a heart attack in his 50s, and he didn't have any symptoms. And I think that if he knew even, a third of the stuff we talk about now in terms of fibre and stuff, then he would still be here. So, super passionate about it. And we've done a lot of things. We do a lot of DJing for British Heart Foundation, but the marathon was.
Do you look back? Do you look back with fond memories now?
Absolutely not. Yeah. And I didn't get any relief when I went over the finish line. It wasn't like, because I did run loads of half marathons. I
Canada the last mile, quite literally on my back.
I actually beat Alana because my head was so far down like that, and she was carrying me.
You just pushed her back.
I was like, sorry, I actually beat the marathon. Okay. But I would recommend doing it for anyone else because
it's a great achievement.
Yeah.
And we raised a lot of money, which was obviously the most important thing.
Yeah.
So.
Alana was like Sally Gunner, just breezing through it, which I think was annoying me even more because I was like, she's been really smug and it's annoying me.
Yeah, great. And so what are the main sort of, Lisa, you're just alluding to there, if your father knew a bit more around sort of healthy eating or as much as you guys knew about the gut now, sort of what sort of some of the main things that you see from recipes like this, I guess, which are BHF approved, and sort of the stuff you guys talk about in regards to food and actually getting them into recipes and meals?
Yes, I guess when we're talking about diet as well, it's not necessarily a lot of the time, a solution, but it can, reduce certain risk factors. And with these types of recipes, particularly this one, things that have got lots of different plant-based variety, which I'm sure we'll get onto, are high in fibre, low in lots of salt, don't use ultra-processed foods. And how we actually look after our gut health is similar to how we look after our heart health. And I think we're all really familiar with the concepts around that now. So yeah, all the good stuff.
That's great. Well done. Epic job.
Quite sweet.
Yeah, really
What's
good.
that?
Let's get that all into this
Yeah.
tray, and then we can pass you that one.
Yes, of course.
Take the knife away.
I was going to say
Exactly, I was like,
safety
sooner
first.
the
All
better.
into, right, we do have a question. So from Daz Brandon, while cooking with health in mind, what's your recommendation to do this in line with weight training? What the question is there? Is it more?
So, yeah, we rarely talk about weight at the gut stuff.
It means weight as in weight, not in weight loss.
Oh, weight training.
But, well, the one thing I would say on that is in the kind of protein, low carb hype, we have forgotten about fibre. It's like the unsung hero of nutrition. It's like the bassist in the band that everyone knows is important, but they don't know the name of. And people don't know why fibre is good for them. And, makes you feel fuller for longer, especially if you're training. Keeps your energy levels steady, and loads of other great benefits that I'm sure we'll get onto as well. Bulking your stool. Yes, I'm sorry, there will be a little bit of poo chat probably, but so I would say have a balance of lots of different things, and when you're having lots of protein because you're doing weight training, remember fibre in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and actually carbs are like the fundamental basis to actually growing muscle, etc.
Absolutely.
So weight training, as you were saying, the high protein, low carb sort of phenomenon.
Yeah.
Actually, you do need carbs. It's an important part of the diet. It's an important part of weight training, strength training, whatever it might be. As well.
Yeah.
Great.
Next
step. Right. What we need to do if you're cooking at home, hopefully you managed to keep up with Alana. We've got that in the oven now. That'll go in for about 20 minutes. And the next step, I believe, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, we're just going to chop up the lettuce, gem lettuce. So.
And the coriander.
Don't worry about how you do this too much, Alana. Just
roughly chopped.
Just
trim the
chop.
root from the
How would you do
lettuce,
it? Would you do it that
chop.
way, or would you?
Do you know what I would do? I'd probably half it, keep it together.
Yeah.
So
like that. Yeah.
And then I would turn it, and then I'd just go like straight down. All of those there, and that's nice and easy.
Yeah.
Swift.
All the
We'll get
tips.
on to the herbs after that. So one of the cool things at Mindful Chef is obviously our big mission is to make healthy eating easy.
Yeah.
And partner with you guys, partner with BHF to sort of go, okay, well, we know lots of people use sort of our recipe boxes in different ways, whether it's, I don't know, maybe some people use it for weight training, some people use it to lose weight, some people use it, they might be diabetic, some people use it for to support sort of heart healthier meals, etc.
Yeah.
2 recipes every week, aligned with this. What do you think is the best thing about this recipe in regards to sort of, why it's on the BHF sort of menu?
Yeah, so I guess all the kind of usual stuff like low salt, and all that kind of stuff that we all know. But I guess like plant-based variety is something that gets bandied about a lot, and we don't really know why. Basically, our gut bacteria, which are when we first went through the research, we'll probably get on to how we got into the gut stuff. But basically, your gut bugs, we don't know what they like to eat yet, so you have to give them a buffet of lots of different things. It's like the vol-au-vents and sandwiches. And plant-based variety, the American Gut Project, if anyone wants to geek up on it, studied loads and loads and loads and loads, thousands of stool samples, and people that ate 30 different types of plant-based fruit, veg, nuts, seeds a week had a much more diverse microbiome, so lots of different types of bugs in there. And these bugs do loads of stuff, different things for us. They regulate blood sugar levels, they teach our immune cells. They're pretty clever, and you need to keep them happy at the party and keep the buffet floating. So lots of different things at the buffet. And this does that perfectly because it's got lots of different types.
And also, in that plant-based variety, 30 a week is like the magic number. Okay. But we've got all the hacks, so that also includes different colours. So red pepper, yellow pepper, green pepper, orange. That's 4 points.
And spices. So spices mixes
and
are great because there are different points for the different spices in there. See this Mexican spice, I would recommend this as a little side note. I love a margarita. And you put salt on the rim. Yeah. If you add the Mexican spice into the rim of that as well, it tastes amazing. But that's just a little.
Just pull that straight back to drinking.
But yeah, exactly. Sorry.
We never forget our Scottish roots.
Yeah. And if you're wondering what she was saying buffet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the Scottish people say buffet.
So Janice Connor, hi ladies, lovely to hear a fellow Scottish voice. I've started to drink kombucha and wondered if it's possible to make your own. And what is a Scooby.
Yeah, Scooby, yeah, or Scooby, yeah. Yes, you can absolutely make your own. And if you enter the competition, you'll get one of our kits to make your own. We also have a lot of how-to videos on our website. If Alana and I can do it, literally anyone can. And SCOBY is basically the cultures that help to create the kombucha. So kombucha is fermented tea. It can be a bit punchy, I would say, but it's really, really easy to make, and it's a great alternative for super fizzy drinks. So yeah, absolutely, go for it yourself. Although if you go on holiday, if you go away, you have to also put your SCOBY on holiday and put it in the fridge, because it can grow some extra pals. And they have babies. The SCOBYs have babies that you can give to your pals.
So I put in my estate WhatsApp group, I've got some SCOBY babies, and my estate was not ready for that chat. So don't make that mistake.
Love it. Right, what have we got next, guys?
Roughly chop the coriander.
Yeah. You know, coriander is my favourite herb.
Is it?
Yeah, don't know why.
It's kind of like, you're either a parsley fan or coriander.
Yeah.
I was picking parsley today on the farm, and we actually had a conversation around stocks, because I was getting a bit anxious about the ones that I was picking. It was like a dating profile. I was getting a bit like, I needed to lower my standards a bit with the parsley that I was picking. Do you just bang stalks and everything as well? Like just get it all in?
Yeah, because I think it's like, stalks are where a lot of the flavour is as well. And a lot of nutritional value a lot of time also.
Yeah.
Waste not, want not.
Exactly, and we're big big believers in not wasting any food, so I'll always get it in. I think it's just sometimes, people just don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
It's not as pretty as it
Yeah.
That's the beauty of of your boxes, I think, is that you don't have any waste.
No, exactly.
Yeah. That's the amazing thing. That's another tick point.
Yeah, and when we started, we were like, recipe box is a fantastic way of getting food from A to B, from supplier straight to people's homes. It's a really good way of doing that. And and then there's no food wastage. Food is like third biggest contributor to climate change. So actually, by using things like recipe boxes, like really efficient ways of actually doing that. And back to your point around variety as well, and actually how do you do that in your weekly day-to-day life?
Exactly.
It's a really good way of doing that.
Yeah. Because I always think, because we're creatures of habit, you go into the supermarket, you're like, I know what to do with this, I know what to do with that. And I just think behaviourally, we have, everyone's got a lot going on, so it's difficult to be experimental because you just want what's familiar.
Well, you only have a certain amount of decisions in your day, don't you?
Is it? And by the way,
we are just chatting away, so I will go to the next one. So we've got the coriander's been chopped. I've actually got a pan going as well, because we're going to get the Mexican spice in there in a minute. What have you done with this one?
I have chopped it further.
Quick chop, we'll do a little bit more.
Sure.
You turn it that way.
She's chopped it twice. And
there's some lettuce in there.
Rock of the knife. So if you hold it there.
Oh God, this is high jeopardy, Miles.
You can just sort of run your finger through it like
Profesh.
that. And move it along.
Okay.
So you do it that way a little bit.
Okay.
Keep the fingers out though. And then what have we got next?
So peel the avocado and de-stone. I'm interested to see how you're going to approach this.
So talk to me more about how you started.
Oh God, I've cut myself.
For goodness sake, it's a casualty.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it's just a light one. Don't worry.
Am I going to have to sub in?
We'll take our duties away.
Yeah. So the gut stuff while she's cleaning her wound.
If you're going to do the avocado, keep your hands away. Run around.
To be fair, it wasn't actually really.
I think it's a little
anything, just a little nip.
And then you can just sort of run the knife around it, keep your hands out, give it a quick twist.
Yeah, how do you scoop? Just use a spoon to scoop it out.
I just give it a squeeze.
You can give it a quick squeeze, but if you're really careful with the knife, you can just sort of delicately do it in.
Yeah, I used to do that.
It will come off like that.
Twist and shout. So yeah, the gut stuff, basically very, very randomly. So obviously we were DJing, living quite a hedonistic lifestyle. We were from, we were brought up on deep fried pizza and chips, didn't know what an avocado was, for example, until we moved to London. Could not have been further from the health and wellbeing world. But we volunteer for Twin Research, which is a research facility at King's College in London. And we,
there you go. How professional is that, hey?
Swift.
And as if by magic, a plaster appears.
Thank you.
She's mended. She's mended.
Okay, back in action.
So we volunteered for Twin Research. We had really different health pathways growing up. So Alana had juvenile chronic arthritis, and the doctors couldn't work out why because they knew it wasn't viral, but it wasn't hereditary because I didn't have it. I had really bad acne, so who got the worst deal? I don't know. But Tim Spector, so the American Gut Project just happened, so who you'll seen him on the news because he created the COVID symptom study app, so he's on the news quite often now, but he is like leader of the twins in terms of scientific research. And he said, do you guys want to have your guts analysed as part of the American Gut Project? There's this new field of research called the gut microbiome, and you know, we'd love you to be the first set of twins.
We were like, what's your gut?
Yeah. What's your gut? Firstly, yeah. And then we were like, yeah, sure. What do we have to do? And he's like, you have to send your poo up on the post every day for 2 months. Like in the post box. He was like, yeah. I was like, sure. It was obviously packaged up nicely.
About this?
Yeah, well,
exactly.
He wasn't aware. I had to have a couple of colonoscopies by a really hot doctor, which I was pretty furious about. And so text him after I came out the colonoscopy, just being like, if scientific research gets nothing. And yeah, luckily it did. So they found that even though we have the 100% the same DNA, we only have 30% the same gut microbiome, which meant a number of different things. Firstly, that it was within our control and we can change it. And secondly, it was basically like strangers. Our guts were basically like strangers' guts. So yeah, and it just set us on this journey because, you know, our previous touch points with diets or nutrition was like the cabbage soup diet pre-Magaluf 2005. Like,
no one else did the cabbage soup diet.
Awful.
Oh my
I think
God.
Giles did.
I mean,
awful.
just
yeah. I used to add tomato ketchup to mine, which I feel like negated a lot of it. But yeah, and it kind of set us on a journey. So we set up the gutstuff.com, just putting up some of the studies that we were involved in. And because our pals were like, 1 minute you're on the Brits red carpet interviewing pop stars for your radio show, and the next minute you're at Reading University talking about probiotics, what's going on. And we were like, just that gut stuff, just that gut stuff. Alana made the worst logo you've ever seen that she's still proud of. She said it was a microbe, and it was just like, awful. It's not the branding that you see today. Yeah, and it just all kind of really snowballed from there. We realised that there was a gap between consumer knowledge and the science that was coming out, and also within industry. So, you know, a lot of the products in gut health were really expensive. They were in kind of, you know, quite inaccessible messaging, and we were like, we can put a pop culture spin on this, basically. And that was just like, so that was 6 years ago we went through the research. And now, obviously, the wave has come.
It's all caught up a bit.
Yeah,
but
so
you guys have made it far more accessible for more people. And
I think as well,
awareness around it.
I hope so, yeah.
And it's like actually remove some of the stigma around it as well to be able to talk about it.
Totally, yeah.
Just very quickly, just want to touch to the guys because they will be cooking along at home. So what we've done, so Alana's given the coriander a quick chop, chopped up the avocado, and also split the lime, which we'll be using towards our dressing in a little bit. What have we got going into the pan? We've got the Mexican spice first, I think. So we'll get our pan starting to heat up.
Drain the bitumen, drain the sweet corn, heat a frying pan, then add the mixed spice and cook
for 1 minute.
1 minute.
Nice. So what I'll do is, let's get this one, we'll turn this on, get the heat going. We'll answer the question.
Yeah.
So Sandra has written. So remember, guys, if you want to be in with the chance of winning an amazing prize, so we've got a big old MC bundle, frozen meals, recipe box, soups, broths, etc., and also a really great bundle from the gut stuff, including fermenting kits, bars, like books, etc. Awesome bundle. Just comment, leave some questions below. We'll pick a winner after all of this. So, answer Sandra for me. What I'm going to do in the meantime is actually just sort out the beans and the sweet corn. But Sandra said, are there any good supplements
for gut health? So this is a bit of a double problem. The answer is yes, but we say try and focus on the basics first. So when we were speaking to the scientists, we were like, oh, you know, what kind of tips can we take for gut health? And they weren't saying, you know, this £1 million pill that's created in a lab. They were saying really simple stuff, so like fibre and variety. And we say, like, get the fundamentals down. So not necessarily just what you eat, but how you eat. So eating mindfully, you know, putting your knife and fork down, chewing your food properly, looking at your sleep hygiene, looking at your stress. Because I think the issue that we have sometimes with supplements is people want it to be a solution and a magic bullet. And actually there's so many other things to consider. And in terms of like probiotics, yes, a lot of probiotics are great. What I would say is ask yourself why you're taking a probiotic. So different strains do different things. So research into that particular strain and which clinical trials it's been through. Again, we have a chapter in our book called Probiotics that takes you through all the packaging so you can read it. So we sometimes get dazzled by like 1 billion, trillion, million cultures and you're like, great, what does that mean? So yeah, we've kind of got loads of information on our website as well about how to read the packaging so that you know whether it's been through like clinical trials or not.
talk to me about probiotics, prebiotics.
Yeah, so
A bit more.
do you want to speak or?
Yes, thank you. So prebiotics are the food for the good bacteria, which are the probiotics. So they are two entirely different things.
Basically, the probiotics are renting, and the prebiotics are brought to the house. If you think of it like a party, so the probiotics are like the party goers, and the prebiotic is
Or the food.
the buffet.
Or the drink.
The
or
food and
what's
drink.
making them fuel them.
And you need both. So you need people at the party, and you need prebiotics to feed people at the party, so they can have a good time.
Okay. Got you. Always bring it back to the party. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we all.
Lisa, we've got all of this going in. How long are you going for?
Have you put black pepper and chili flakes in there?
Nope.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So yeah, basically what we've done, guys. We've got the Mexican spice in there.
We'll cook for 5 minutes and then season.
Okay, so I'm going to get the sack as
Literally
well.
one job.
One job. Lana's taking all the flack. She's taking.
Do you know what I mean?
Giving up her
Taking
flesh
the heat.
for
I'm going to do
Exactly. I'm bleeding
I'm going to do like you do in primary school when you have a ruler to read down like this.
So yeah, essentially we've got the spice mix in there, cooked it off for about a minute.
Smells incredible.
And then we've just got the beans and then the sweet corn in there. Cook it off for what, about 5 minutes? Is
Yeah,
it?
5
and then
minutes.
Get the chili flakes in. So
Yeah,
it is a
and
really simple recipe, this, guys. And as the guys have already said, Lisa and Lana, multiple health benefits. You know, from the vegetables, the variety, the colours of everything in there. The like actual makeup of it, good amount of protein in there, good amount of healthy fats, good carbs,
Yeah.
etc. So just to mention, you know, a couple of other things as well, whilst we get on to the next stage. So actually, we're going to make the dressing, aren't we? We're just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like
Yes.
the creme de la creme on the top of this recipe. which is
I
really
absolutely love tahini.
delicious. Big fan.
Fan.
Yeah. Well, you'll like this then as well.
I sometimes make it a bit thick.
Do you
Would be
add a little bit
my
more water?
really
That's what
okay
you're gonna
water.
do.
Yeah, because
a
usually I just
couple-
end up with so much oil.
Yeah. So what we want to do, tahini in,
Yeah.
lime in, and then
Yeah.
just like one or two tablespoons of water.
Cold water.
Yeah.
And we're also going to get the maple syrup in there as well.
Cool.
Oh,
And
great
just
shout.
half the lime or the whole lime?
To taste really, so
Okay.
I'll let you be the judge of that once you get it going.
Again, rookie mistake.
do a half. No, it's hard, isn't it?
But this
It's
is
hard.
why
I've got two brothers as well, so I get
do you
it.
know what I mean?
I get it.
This is why I need the boxes like this though, because if I was left to my own devices, you know, it just wouldn't work
Rogue
out.
behaviour.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work out. My tea wouldn't work out every night.
My tea.
My tea.
Love it.
My dinner.
So yeah, a couple of things. Obviously, mindful chef, really passionate about our suppliers. The gem lettuce actually comes from Valfresco, which is actually 20 miles down the road from where we pack all of the boxes, or boxes we
amazing.
get, everyone else. You know, so extremely low like carbon footprint, kind of back to the environment again. Gets to us, it's back in people's like boxes. It's out of the ground in people's boxes within 24 hours, which is pretty amazing, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So
Completely.
very cool. And also, good tip for avocados. You guys got any tips for avocados? Get them riper?
No.
No.
Whack it next
What's
to a
it?
banana.
Really?
It's as simple
Is
as
it the
that.
potassium or something in the banana that does it? Do we know?
It is, I mean, people have told me this. I'm going
Yeah.
to sound really scientific, but it's like the ethylene or something. It's a
Alright,
natural
yeah.
gas that
Alright.
comes out of the bananas. And does it.
One thing I did learn recently was keeping the stone on if you only use half the cardamom. Keeping the stone in and putting it in the fridge and it doesn't go brown.
Yes.
Literally mind blown.
Mind blown. Well, it's food. It's amazing, right? It does have a whole load
You know
of
what I
health
mean?
benefits.
Yeah.
Really cool in itself.
Yeah.
Right, Jenny, got another question. Thank you, Jenny. Are there any common mistakes, misconceptions people make when dealing with gut health? I imagine millions.
Loads. Yeah, we actually have a whole section on the website called the Bull Bin, in which we put everyone's questions that they get asked. But I guess the main one is that it's about restriction. So people all just assume that you can't have gluten, dairy, fun, wine.
Yeah.
Not true. But actually, we're thinking more about adding things. So upping your variety, adding fibre, you know, adding potentially fermented foods.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's that mindset of, because a lot of people, you know, have taken tests or think they've got allergies to things and it's their habit and they restrict lots of things from their diet. So that's what we'd say. You can still have all the stuff you like. You know, just keep your microbes in mind as well.
If you have got a digestive issue though, That's a entirely different story.
Yeah.
We are talking about general
General
gut
gut
health.
health.
But I think the main thing actually that we come across is, and we were fell to it as well, is like what actually is our gut, because we just thought it was our stomachs.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when we talk about gut health, we are a lot of the time referring to the microbiome and that amazing things. And the reason why we call it gut health is because the majority of your microbiome is housed in your large intestine. So yeah, I think just knowing biologically what your gut is, I think, is a great start.
Yeah.
So have you got the maple syrup in there as well?
Nope.
Get that one in. I'll ask
These are
you
cool
one.
little
Okay.
dishes.
Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
Fancy.
Very fancy. There's like this whole thing when you're a baby and actually you are, you don't have like all the extrinsic sort of like factors we have nowadays to take attention away from just understanding how your body works. When a baby's hungry, they know they're hungry, they tell you they're hungry, whereas as adults you just suppress those sorts of things. And there's this whole thing about actually being far more in tune with your gut as a baby because you're just more in tune with your body. Is that true?
I would think so. I think as well, like we, I guess as you say, like we lose instincts, don't we, really? Like that gut instinct thing is true. And I think that we want to copy what works for other people. And if we identical twins can't be sold the same diet or have the same lifestyle for better gut health, then no one can. I think that was really like the shift that kind of helped us when we went through the research.
I think just simplifying everything as well. I think, look, nutrition is complex and gut health is complex. So as much as we can do to simplify things and think about simple swaps, I think is key.
And learning kind of dipping into the facts. I think we all need to know the why piece to change our behaviour.
Sure.
So I would say take a bit of time on a rainy day, of which we're having quite a bad summer.
Exactly.
So basically go back to GCSE biology.
Cool. Lisa, give me an idea. What else we got? So we've got chili flakes need to go in there, I think.
Yeah, and black pepper.
And then what are we doing with the?
We're making the salad in a separate bowl.
That's the other one. Very fancy.
I feel like I should be going on a march or something.
What have we got going on with the salad as well?
So make the salad in a separate bowl. Mix the lettuce with the spiced beans and sweet corn.
Yeah.
Roasted potato, roasted pepper, and half the coriander. So basically everything's going in the bowl.
Everything's going in.
Yeah.
Except the avocado.
Apart from the avocado. Okay. Do you want to, Alana? Can you pop the pan, get it all into the bowl?
Sure. Yeah.
Got that one? You
I
look
mean,
very
this is
concerned about doing that.
Because I would be.
We've got another question. Jenny, what is the best way to check your gut health? And does your age or gender make a difference?
Yes, both those things. So your age and gender, your gut changes, your kind of gut through the ages, it changes loads of different things. So when you're born, how you were born, if you've been breastfed or not. Again, we have an infographic on the site that we went through with our head of nutrition to show the kind of differences and the changes.
Yeah.
So checking your gut health, it's really difficult. Checking your poo can be an indication of it, but we don't know yet what a healthy microbiome looks like. And there's a lot of tests on the market, but really it's a snapshot. So there's a lot of microbiome tests out there, but it's a snapshot. So it's one poo essentially, and
a bit of that.
Yeah, and you can change. It changes so quickly. So that's why we say our gut diaries, tuning in, because we rarely tune in unless we're hungover or ill, let's face it. And you might start to see kind of patterns if you do write it down. And if you do have to, unfortunately, go to your GP or speak to someone about a digestive issue, they will ask you to go away and write a gut diary. So we made the diaries with dietitians, GPs and nutritionists. And there's even little poos to circle on there, so don't say we're not good to you.
But I think science will get there. I think science will get there, and I think you will be able to get tested,
have the luxury us of putting it in the post box.
For example, when we went through the research, we had to send our poo off every single day.
Yeah.
So that for 2 months. So it's such a lot. But I think the science is really exciting. Obviously, they're working day and night on it. It's so exciting. But we have to be
your
honest about where it's at.
Your GP can do the main test, so you can get tested for a lactose intolerance, or if you're celiac, or if you have a vitamin D deficiency, you can get all of that.
Really enjoying this crockery.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've gone all out for you guys.
Yes, thanks.
Rolled out the special crockery.
So yeah, I guess. We'll do one more question actually before we start plating up. So if you're going to change your plant-based diet, this is from Janice. Thanks, Janice. Do you need to phase this in gradually? Could it have an immediate change, or detrimental effect on your gut if you do?
So if you're going for a plant-based diet, you will be increasing your fibre a lot, and sometimes that can lead to a bit of bloating and extra wind. So make sure that you're drinking lots of water as you do that, and maybe up your fibre for 5 grams per day per week. So each week up it by 5 grams. Again, we've got a fibre table that you can count lots of different fibres.
Don't go from 0 to hero on the fibre, I would say.
And basically, everyone always says to us about bloating and farting, and there is again information on the site if you feel like you do have excessive bloating or you can't sleep with the pain or whatever, but you're supposed to fart 14 times a day, which is quite a lot, and essentially what it is your gut bugs eating the fibre and then they're having fun at the party. That's why they produce lots of gas. So that's what that is. It's basically your gut bugs having a rare old time.
But I think as well, it's important, when we shift our dietary behaviours, it comes down to habit. So you don't want to do too much too soon. So, we're all about those sort of simple swaps and adding things in gradually rather than, we were very guilty of in our 20s, diet was something we did 2 weeks before we went on holiday. And I think it's more about, a lifestyle shift now, and that's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, what sort of healthy changes can you make gradually so that actually, you have longer lasting,
Absolutely.
effect, right?
Yeah.
Rather than
and
give it all and then it stops quite quickly afterwards, right?
And we're not asking anyone to be angels because we certainly aren't. But yeah, simple swaps is key.
Lana, I'm going to let you, because you did all the hard work. You can do the very fancy drizzle of the tahini.
One of them's going to be absolutely swimming in a sea of tahini and the rest are going to be bare.
No, I'm going to do it. All right.
So this looks pretty awesome. I'm going to mention one of our other suppliers.
So yummy.
Barfoot, who do our sweet potato. Who actually, the sort of founder's been awarded a CBE for all his efforts to sustainability, and they do some amazing stuff around sort of their carbon efforts on board. So I just got to give them a shout out because they are truly awesome.
Amazing.
But look, we are here tonight with Lisa and Lana from the Gut Stuff to talk around the British Heart Foundation partnership, which these guys are very proud ambassadors of, and I know it means a lot to them. And I guess one of the big things is sort of heart and circulatory sort of conditions affect 7 million people in the UK. So it is a big issue. If there are anything you can do to sort of as you said, Lisa, earlier, if your dad had known all the things that you guys know around food and nutrition and gut and just sort of general health, then who knows. But so I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. I think there's loads of information on BHF. If you want to read up and find out more, go and check it out. We also do the 2 recipes every single week. Recipes just like this one, which looks pretty incredible.
Yeah, it does look amazing.
And it's made 3 portions, 3 really good sized portions as well. It's great, so we'll be able to enjoy that. Yeah. Hopefully you guys have kept up, cooking along at home as well. Well done, Lana. You did an epic job, by the way.
Thank you.
And you've still got
she bled for the cause as well.
Guys, right, final messages. We go to, you guys can decide between you who takes which one. We want a gut tip, a sort of gut health tip, I guess.
Yeah.
Heart health tip, anything around that. And then a just general well-being tip.
Cool. Yeah. I think gut health, I would say, go back to basics, go back to biology and learn exactly what your gut is and your microbiome. I think that's a great first step.
Yeah. And heart health, I would say, it's similar to the gut health one about super ultra processed foods that have lots of salt and stuff like that. Try and cook from home like this, because you know what you're eating, and that would be my main tip for heart health and also gut health combined. And then well-being, sleep. We never used to get any sleep when we were DJing, because we used to do 4 or 5 gigs a week, especially when we were on tour, and we'd be on stage at 3 a.m. and then we'd get on a flight at 7, go into the Gut Stuff office for 14 hours or 12 hours, and now we have the same sleeping pattern as 94-year-olds. We go to bed at 9 and get up at 5:30.
Actually, what time is it? I think my well-being tip would be, I think everyone we talk, there's a lot of thing about de-stressing, and I think it's very, very hard to do that nowadays. But I think de-stressing doesn't have to be gong baths and mindfulness apps. I think like for us, de-stressing for us used to be going to the pub with our pals and just being 100% ourselves.
Talking about everything and nothing.
Yeah, talking about just, yabsy-yabsy, as we call it in Scotland. And I think it's working out what works for you, because if Lisa and I don't like eating the same things, doing the same exercise with the same DNA, then no one will. So, don't compare yourself to others or what others are doing, and really tune into you and what works for you.
Love it. So yeah, do what works for you and make small...
You do you, boo!
Habitual change. You do you, boo.
Do you, boo?
Never thought I'd say that. Right, Lisa, can you pass us all some forks, please? Then we can get into this. Guys, hope you enjoyed that. I've loved having Lisa and Love, thank you very much, Alana along this evening. Learned loads. I could chat to these guys for hours about gut health and really get into it. Never chatted as much about poo in my life. I've got a 3-year-old as well. So, really hope you enjoyed it. We'll have another cook along next month as well, so join in. Big thank you to you guys again.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll make sure to pick a winner who can win all of the amazing stuff from the gut stuff as well. So thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Have a nice evening.